Well, welcome to another exciting episode of Springs Gone Wrong. Here's a situation where I just got done literally putting this door back together piece by piece. Had to structurally reinforce this entire area. Put together a kind of a hinge reinforcement here, another hinge reinforcement here, another hinge reinforcement there, all for several reasons. The primary reason is because these springs were recently changed. Now this is a Wayne Dalton door, very light door. It's good for its insulation properties and a lot of the innovations it has. A light door is actually kind of convenient because figure this is a moving wall, right? It goes over our heads. It's going to be over our heads for the most of the time that we're in the garage, really. So having a light door with great insulation, it's a good thing. But when things go wrong, a light door like this, there's not a lot of things you can do to fix it. So keeping it right, working well from the very beginning is going to be paramount. And the key on this situation is actually these springs. Now, this is a 207 wire size. You can see by the color, it's yellow, but it's actually short. Now, the shorter the spring, the stronger it is. And so when we do a spring change on these doors, we use a 207, but it's a little bit longer to make it softer. Now, when it's too strong, this will happen. Now, you have to see this. This is the scary part. But you have to understand what's happening is when the door is too strong, it wants to pop off the floor. You kind of think that's good, right? It'll stay open if I ever open it. Well, that's true. And there's another side of that too. When the door pops up like that, now your opener force is told to push harder to go down. Well, that does things to a weak door. It flexes it quite considerably. But it also changes the pressure sensitivity. The safety features in there are now being told, push past those safety features or push stronger. Now, if something gets in the way, it's going to push harder. It's not going to be as sensitive any longer. That's for the safety aspect. But this is how you can tell when the door is not balanced properly, when the springs are too hot, okay? And that's what caused this door to come off track and things to tear apart, is because the door is too hot right now. The springs are too strong for this door. Now watch, this is the example, okay? Just watch. Okay? So, we've got a situation where the door does not want to stay closed, okay? That's bad. It's bad for the reasons I mentioned, but even more so because now the door opener and the door have to fight against each other just to get it to close. Let's illustrate that because I've got it open, I've got it connected now. Now watch this, I'm going to open the door with the garage door opener. And then I'm going to close it. Actually, they said they had a friend come and install this opener. And if you notice, it's a little off center. Can you see that? There we go. Can you see that? It's just a little off center. Yes, naturally we want it as straight as possible with the center of the door. Okay, we didn't get that. And the other thing is we want it as low as possible from here to here. So now we've got like 5 inches or more. So what that does is that changes how this pushes. This starts pushing down instead of pushing forward. Okay, we want this arm to push forward, and that if this area was lower, it would push forward. But instead, right now it's pushing down, and that top section is suffering. If you can see a few spots. So now let's watch it close, and you'll see what I mean by working against each other. Okay, I'm gonna try to get close. See how much flexing is happening there? Look at that. That's horrible. Luckily, we're working on possibly getting a new door, reinforcing it and doing other things. But that's just another example of when springs go wrong. These are brand new springs. And even more so, look at this. It did have 2 springs on there before. And this is where the other set was. There's 2 little divots right there. If you look at real close, they may be of adjustments because they're about the same spot, but these springs are smaller. than the ones that were on there before, but they're brand new. Look, these are the old ones. There it is. You can kind of see it bent a little bit up there. Okay, so they're actually smaller and stronger. They're the wrong springs, let's just put it that way. It's not a perfect balance. In other videos, you'll see exactly what a perfect balance is, but sorry to see this situation, but as you can see, we've got the door working very well. A few extra little things we're going to discuss with the homeowner about bringing this opener down a little bit to help out with most of that. But other than that, all the weakened areas that I've had to reinforce are now holding up. And you can imagine, look at this. You got to see this. You can imagine it's a challenge. Okay, that's an actual crack in the door. Let's follow that up here. Yeah, that door does not want to stay together. And this is another reinforcement right here to hold that hinge in place. That's very important because without these hinges and rollers on the door, when the door is above here, right here, what's the only thing holding it above our head? That's right, each one of these rollers and hinge areas. Otherwise, all this weight will just come crushing down on us. So, luckily this is a light door. This is only about 120, maybe 140, right in between there with the windows and a possible reinforcement here and there. But unfortunately, another example of when springs gone wrong.